My name is John Todderud, and I'm a real estate investor. I have bought or been a general partner in buying nearly 500 apartment units, although today I'm not nearly as involved day to day in operational management of the properties as I have been in the past. But I'm still very close to it and still stay in touch and still like to be active as when I can. But there are other people who are more available, more busy, and better at it than I am, the day-to-day management, and I rely on them. I use them a lot, but still I like to stay involved. I wanted to share with you what I'm doing, what my day looks like today, how to evolve and progress your daily activities as the size of your investments grows. I shared with you in a prior video about things that I did in my early days of buying, which was started 15 years ago, about how I spent my time when I had a W-2 job. I don't have a W-2 job today, but when you do, it's very important to get good at what you're spending your time on during the day, where you find the time, and what tasks to do at different times of the day. Now it's no different. My tasks are different. The times in the day are different, but it's no less important to block that time out. If I have extra time, I don't want to be just spending time in real estate any old time during the day. Sometimes emergencies come up. Sometimes you have critical things to do and they have short timelines. And yes, you need to find the time to do that. But hopefully you are in a proactive mode. You're not reacting to everything, and you're able to plan your time, plan your days and weeks and months so that you're spending the best times to do this, not times that compromise families or other activities that are important to you, but the times that you know you can commit to and do on a regular basis. So today my time is I've shared on probably a few other videos that I like the mornings. Mornings are good for me, and I know a lot of people think, oh brother, I hate the mornings. I do things in the afternoons or evenings, or I'll stay up late to keep doing things because that's when my mind works the best. And to that, I say, more power to you. You go for it. I know a lot of very good people who have done that, and if that's good for you, then that's what you should continue to pursue. Other folks will say, "Hey, get used to getting up early in the morning, super early in the morning, and get your work done. You'll be very happy with how your day started." And I don't subscribe to that. This is just a better way for me to work. So in my mornings, I'm spending time talking to people. I'm sorry, I take that back. I'm not talking to too many people in the morning. I'm spending time at my computer, nice quiet times, and they are times when I can get good work done. I can be looking at spreadsheets. If a spreadsheet requires me to spend some time on it, if I had to make a change to an underwriting template or something like that, that's not 3 or 4 minutes worth of work. It could be 30 minutes or an hour or two, and I need dedicated time to do those things. And my background as a software engineer early in the day, I mean, earlier on, my software engineering, those of you guys have done any programming or coding, you need long blocks of time to sit down and think about problems. A lot of other engineering tasks are the same way, but you need to just be able to think about it. And I kind of look at it the same way about a spreadsheet. If I'm trying to do something fairly complicated, you got to think about a lot of things at once, for mornings are good times for me. And so underwriting a property, seeing all the information about it, the profit and loss, the rent roll, and any other information about the property, comparable rents in the market, or other things that you want to record and track, and you're bringing it all together, a lot of different pieces together into one place so that you can decide, is this a good deal or not? Should I pass on it? Should I take the next steps? Should I ask for more information, or talk to the broker, or whatever that next step might be? You've got to get to the point where you understand it. And granted, there's a lot of people are saying, I'm going to help you underwrite a deal in 8 minutes or 15 minutes or something. And there's some value to that. I don't subscribe to that either. There are a lot of quick ways of eliminating an opportunity. If you're looking at a property and you see some red flag, you've already decided what the red flags are. Those, and you see it in this property, you say, I'm going to pass. whatever that might be. No upside opportunity on the rents, or it's in too bad a condition, or there's probably 100 different things that could cause you to say no, thank you, and move on. So you didn't get too deep into it. You only spent a couple minutes on it, and great, you saved yourself a lot of time. Otherwise, if you pass those things, then you're into the underwriting. Give it a fair shot. If you could do it in 15 minutes, that's great. There's a lot that you probably want to look at, and 15 minutes might be tight, but you want to spend the right amount of time. I've had properties where I've spent an hour or two thinking that this is not right, this is not right, this is not right, and just going on and on. It just didn't feel like the right property to me. But then I get to a certain level or stage in my underwriting and think, wow, there is an opportunity, and decide to pursue it. Those kinds of things happen. They happen with all kinds of properties, and so you don't want to throw away an opportunity too early in the process. So you're taking the time when you can to look at these properties. You're making notes. You're following up maybe by email to the broker or somebody else in the area, maybe a property manager, asking about certain things. Maybe you have to follow up with somebody in the local jurisdiction, city, or maybe you want to understand something else about that community, or do some online lookups or research or something about it. But you need to do that. I do some of that today. I'm more interested in understanding who teams are, who people are, and what their track record and experience are, and understanding the right questions to ask. Because there are a lot of them. There are questions that can get better information out of a person, understanding their successes and their failures. And certainly you want to hear about their successes, but you want to ask about their failures too. And that tells you a lot, how they answer it, not necessarily what the answers are. Well, what the answers are too, but sometimes their approach to answering a question like that is super valuable. Because are they upfront? Are they trying to hide something? You can tell, especially if you're on a Zoom call and you can see their faces. But even when you're hearing expression, how willingly are they able to answer a question like that? And you don't toss them out, discard them just because they've had one or more failures. Those can be extraordinary lessons, and I'm a case in point. Have had problems on properties, and anybody who's been in this business knows that this is the case. And in fact, recently on one of our properties, there was a fire. Nobody was hurt. A few units are down. Fire's getting the repairs will start very soon, and there's insurance to cover the repair. There's insurance to cover lost rent, and fortunately nobody was hurt. But those things happen. You have to be aware of it, and take the precautions, and know that you're going to be responding to those kinds of things. And there are other people involved. That's my situation, fortunately, today, is that there are teams of people more closely involved with the property that are addressing these properties. So my time is spent looking at information about the property and its financial information. It's looking at early indicator metrics of, is there a problem with the property? Something happened with the utility charges. Something happened with payroll. Why did payroll jump on a certain thing, or why did it decline, or why didn't we get this particular fee or expense recorded for last month? Did it not come in? Was there no bill, or what's the story behind those? Why is delinquency jumping? Why is vacancy jumping? Why are rent proceeds declining a little? Any kind of exception, you need to take the time to look at that, and not be surprised at it too late down the line to do anything. Like a couple of months into it, and you notice a rent decline, and then you think, oh, holy cow, there's a rent decline the month before too. You don't want to be in that situation. You need to identify and call out the problems early, and that's one of the things that I do. You also want to be looking at other opportunities. Somebody brings you an opportunity, and it's in a city that you're not familiar with it. Are you going to say, I don't know that city, I'm not comfortable with it, I need to know my markets, and I've not taken any time to learn that market? Yeah, you can say that. Not necessarily the best response. It doesn't take that long to understand a market, to do a little bit of research. And anybody who's been reading my newsletters over a period of time knows that I write about this. Markets can change. Markets can become emerging markets. Markets that you did not anticipate can become better markets. And you need to take the time to understand. Somebody brings you a good opportunity and says, I really love this market. And in fact, I've had other good experiences in this market. Take a moment and listen to them, because it might be good information and you might come around. You might decide, I like that market too, and decide to join them on that. So those are the things that I'm looking at, is markets and specific property opportunities and teams of people. Who are the people, and what are they like, and so as you know, based on this description, you can tell these are not immediate things that I have to respond to right away necessarily. I mean, there's a lot of that certainly, but these are things that I can take some time and understand, maybe through more phone calls with people on the team, or online research, or whatever that needs to be. These are important things to do at this stage, and they are helping you get to your next stage. And there are things that you'll be doing differently as you start owning a few more minutes and units, and your priorities change, and you're progressing, getting better at it, and hopefully making the right kind of progress.